Hi, my name is Chris. I was an excellent student and played on the school baseball team. My parents were proud of me and constantly bragged to their friends about their amazing son. To be honest, I often felt awkward when they did that. And that's my sister, Samantha. We were completely different. She had always been a rebel. Recently, she even fell in with a bunch of punks. She started to skip classes. One day, the principal called our parents and told them that she was one of the worst students at school. Samantha, you're embarrassing us. Be more like your brother. I am a free person. You can't tell me what to do. As long as you are underage and live in this house, you will obey us. Samantha got mad and locked herself in her room. In the evening, I knocked on her door and asked her to let me in. Don't be mad at mom and dad. They worry about you and want the best for you. Do you want me to help you with your homework? I don't. Studying sucks. Hanging out with punks is much more interesting. They're so cool. Arguing with her was useless, so I left her alone. A couple of days after that, a baseball game took place at our school. Mom and dad came to watch me play. Samantha and her new friends showed up too. There was a guy among them. His name was Zach. He studied at a nearby school and was considered the biggest bully in our area. I saw him and Samantha kiss. Wow. Was she dating that guy? Unfortunately, I wasn't the only one who saw that. In the evening, mom and dad started scolding Samantha again. Look at the people you're hanging out with. Don't you dare talk to them anymore, especially that guy. I'll talk to whoever I want. It's none of your business. They fought. Samantha left and slammed the door behind her. I tried to talk to my parents. Don't be like that. She'll get over it soon. It's just teenage rebellion. For some reason, we had no such problems with you. As you see, my parents did not listen to me. Samantha was forbidden from talking to Zach and the rest of that company. Naturally, that did not stop her. One day, she asked me for help. They control my every step. Can you distract them so I could sneak out of the house tonight? I hesitated, but eventually agreed. For the next few days, I helped Samantha leave and then sneak back into the house. I had to constantly cover for her at school as well. I told everyone that Samantha wasn't feeling well, and that was why she didn't come. I was in good standing with the teachers, and they believed me. But one day, my sister came to breakfast looking horrified. She shook a strand of hair in front of our faces. Look, my hair is falling out. Don't make things up. Just take some vitamins. They're in my bag. At first, none of us thought much of it, but Samantha's hair kept falling out. At some point, it became a real problem. She even got bald spots. Our parents got scared and took Samantha to a doctor. We hoped that everything would be fine, but it's alopecia. In case you don't know, alopecia is a condition in which hair is lost. We were all horrified. They tried to treat Samantha. She was prescribed various therapies and medications, but it was useless. It took about 6 months for all of her hair to fall out. That's how she looked. At first, seeing her like that was creepy, but then I got used to it. Samantha was depressed and didn't want to talk to anyone. She'd stopped going to school a long time ago and switched to homeschooling. Mom and dad were very worried about her and were ready to fulfill her every whim. One day, Samantha finally went out for a walk. I also went to the store and suddenly saw her with those punks again. She and Zach were laughing loudly, blowing up firecrackers and scaring the passersby. I was stunned. At home, Samantha seemed miserable, but at that moment, she looked really happy. After a while, she asked our parents for money. I want to buy a wig. Speaking of wigs, Samantha had an entire collection of them. Mom and dad never spared any money on them. She soon came back to school. I've missed so many things because of my illness. I don't even know what to do now. Everyone felt sorry for her. Our classmates offered her help, and the teachers went easy on her. One day, we had to work together in biology. Samantha was distracting me all the time and demanding I help her. She didn't ask, but demanded it. That was annoying. I basically had to do everything for her. I hadn't finished my own tasks because of that. As a result, I got a bad mark, and she got a great one. Samantha, you did great, unlike your brother. When we got home, our parents had already seen our marks in the electronic diaries. They started to praise my sister. Samantha, we are so proud of you. Chris, you've disappointed us. Samantha smiled happily. She didn't even mention that I'd helped her. I felt wronged. My sister's behavior seemed suspicious to me. It was like she was a completely different person when she hung out with her friends. I started to suspect that she was acting pitiful at home and at school on purpose. One day, my guesses were confirmed. I was leaving school when I accidentally overheard her conversation with Zach. At first, I was worried about my hair, but now I even like it. I look like a real punk. Baby, you are so cool. That same evening, Samantha sat on the couch and pretended to be upset. Chris, wash the dishes for me. I'm so tired. I don't want to do anything. That was the last time I helped her. The next day, she demanded I clean up instead of her. That was when I ran out of patience. You can do that yourself. Stop fooling around. Chris, you should be ashamed of yourself. Samantha has gone through so much. Is it really so hard to help her? In the end, I had to clean up. The next day, my sister demanded I carry her things to the classroom and take notes for her. Have you no shame? Do it yourself. So that's how it's gonna be, huh? She made a sad face and complained about me to the teachers. Chris, what happened to you? How can you act like this? Samantha has gone through enough. I gritted my teeth in anger. Why didn't anyone see how fake she was? One day, I saw her with Zach again. They were discussing something. I steadily crept closer and started listening. It's gonna be a cool party. You can't miss it. I need to figure out what lie to tell my parents. Oh, I'll say I'm going to a rehabilitation center for people with alopecia. I think there's some sort of event there today. I immediately came up with a plan. It was time to expose my sister's lies. In the evening, Samantha lied about the gathering at the center. Honey, of course you should go. After Samantha had left, I turned to my parents. Let's go there too. Samantha will be happy we support her. They liked my idea. We quickly packed up and had already left the house when I suddenly noticed a silhouette nearby. It seemed someone was standing behind the door. I hoped it wasn't a robber. A well-known doctor was giving a lecture at the center. We took our seats and prepared to listen, but Samantha was nowhere to be seen. Why is she late? The lecture began, and I played my trump card. Samantha was never going to come here. She's only pretending to be unhappy, but she's actually hanging out with Zach and his company again. They're at a party right now. My parents looked at each other in confusion. They could not believe that Samantha was capable of such a deception. What are you doing here? We came to support you. My parents immediately looked at me with annoyance. How could you lie about your sister? Chris, you keep disappointing me. I didn't understand anything. Samantha was supposed to be at a party. Why had she shown up here? When we got home, everything became clear. She came to my room herself. I forgot my bag at home. When I came back, I heard your conversation with our parents. You traitor! So that was whose silhouette I had seen. I wish it had been a robber. Samantha got mad and started setting me up. One day, she stole a baseball and broke a window with it. What are you doing? Samantha didn't say anything and quickly left. The principal and teachers tried to find out who did it. Samantha immediately stepped forward and lowered her eyes in frustration. I don't want to give my brother away, but I can't lie either. He broke the window. I was stunned. You're lying! It was all you! Chris, stop treating your sister that way. Take responsibility for your actions. In the end, I was punished for something I hadn't done. My classmates thought I was lying too. Even the other players from the baseball team took her side. What you're doing is wrong! I got angry and wanted to show everyone what Samantha was really like more than ever. One day, I saw her with her friends at an abandoned house. They were smashing garbage cans and starting a fire. I filmed it all. I was about to leave when Zach suddenly attacked a passerby. He pressed him against the wall and started to threaten him, just for fun. I filmed that as well. My little sister was in big trouble now. In the evening, before our parents came back, I took a shower and had dinner. Samantha was trying to annoy me at that time, but I didn't pay any attention to her. We would see who would laugh last. When our parents came home, I decided to show them the video. Samantha is still hanging out with Zach. They do some crazy stuff in the city. I even have proof. You're at it again. Wait, you'll see for yourself. I opened my photos and froze up. There was only a video of Zach on it. The deleted folder was also empty. How was it possible? Mom and Dad folded their arms, displeased. Well, what did you want to show us? That you spied on this bully? Chris, why are you doing this to me? Why are you always trying to make me look bad? I was shaking with anger. After our parents had gone to bed, Samantha came into my room. You should change the password on your phone. Your birthday? Really? Damn it! She had probably deleted the video while I was in the shower. By the way, you're not much of a spy. I immediately noticed you were watching us. I didn't want to back off. For the next few days, I tried to catch Samantha unaware, but she noticed me every time. I was so obsessed with it that I missed practice. The team captain didn't like it. If you don't pull yourself together, we'll find a replacement for you. Everyone thought Samantha was special, and I was a bad brother. It bothered me. One day, I even had a crazy dream. In that dream, I took my sister's wigs and made clothes out of them. She was running after me and screaming loudly, "You stole my hair!" After such a dream, it became clear to me it was time to quit. I gave up on trying to expose Samantha. I focused on my own life and started going to practice again. Meanwhile, my sister flew off the rails. I kept seeing her and her friends in the city. They climbed into abandoned buildings and caused all sorts of trouble. One day, Samantha came home with a tattoo on the back of her head. For the first time in years, our parents were horrified by her actions. What is this? Samantha used her acting skills and looked at them plaintively. I just wanted to look pretty. I don't like the way I look. Mom and Dad immediately relented and hugged her. My sister's lies were making me sick, but I held firm and didn't get involved anymore. It seemed nothing would ever change. But one day, something happened. I was woken up late at night by footsteps in the corridor. Samantha had just got home and ran into her room. I decided to see if she was all right. It might be hard to believe, but she looked scared. As soon as I walked in, she immediately rushed towards me. I'm in big trouble. Zach suggested we rob a video game store. I didn't want to do it, but I was afraid he'd think I was weak. Zach assured me that we had dealt with the alarm, but for some reason, it went off. The cops arrived very quickly, and we barely managed to escape. Chris, I'm finished. I fell behind and the cops saw me. One of them even shouted something about a bald head and a tattoo. They'll figure out it was me. At first, I gloated. It served her right, but then I started to worry too. If Samantha was arrested, our parents wouldn't be able to bear it. While I was thinking about what to do, Samantha called Zach. As they talked, she rapidly turned paler, although I hadn't thought that was possible. I can't believe it. Zach and everyone else got scared and turned their backs on me. How could they do it? She paused for a moment and suddenly started begging me for help. Chris, help me. You're so smart and think of something. Easy for her to say. Okay, go to bed. We'll think of something tomorrow. The idea came to me in the morning. Of course, it was a little crazy, but it could work. Despite everything, I felt sorry for Samantha and decided to help her. I went into the bathroom, took a razor, and yes, I shaved my hair. Both my sister and parents were shocked when they saw me. Why did you do that? You wanted me to support my sister. This is me, supporting her. Then, I bought permanent paint and asked Samantha to draw her tattoo on the back of my head. We came to school together. Our classmates were no less surprised than our parents. Do you also have alopecia? Is it contagious? I'm healthy. I just decided to support Samantha, and you should do the same. Let's start a flash mob to support the people who suffer from this disease. Naturally, many students refused to take part in it, but there were also those who agreed. The next day, many of our classmates came to school without hair and with tattoos drawn on their heads. We filmed and posted a video. It quickly got a lot of views. A lot of people joined us. One day, during a lesson, our worried principal suddenly walked into the classroom. A cop appeared behind him. Someone robbed a video game store recently. We saw a bald girl with a tattoo on the back of her head nearby. We figured out that she was studying at this school, and the cop suddenly stopped talking. He finally noticed there were a lot of bald students in our class. I'm so confused. We shaved our heads to support people with alopecia. We even got the same tattoos. Thanks to the flash mob, the police investigation slowed down. But sooner or later, they would have found out it was Samantha anyway. So I decided to act. We went to Zach's house. Samantha rang the doorbell, and I hid around the corner and turned on the camera. Why are you here? I wanted to look you in the eye. You're a robber, Zach. Why did you rob the store? I didn't rob anything. Oh, come on. Are you such a coward you're afraid to even admit it? You're always showing off, but you're actually just a weakling. Shut up! I was amazed. Samantha was playing him like a fiddle. I thought you were a cool guy, but you're all talk. You robbed the store and ran as soon as the cops showed up. What do you think I should do? Go to the police and surrender? Admit that I stole the video games? I don't want any problems. Get lost. Great. Our plan worked. The next day, I went to the police and showed the recording to the investigator. But that wasn't all I showed them. Do you remember the video of Zach harassing a passerby I filmed? I used it as well. That turned out to be enough. Soon, Zach was detained. His parents had to pay a huge fine. There was a rumor Zach was transferred to a school for troubled youth. My relationship with Samantha improved. She started to act normal and even directed her energy in the right direction. It might be hard to believe, but my sister became a cheerleader. Now she cheers our baseball team on. Our parents are proud of both of us and rejoice at our successes. Do you get along with your siblings? Tell us in the comments down below.
Hey squad! Like to see your life in comics? Stories that are so embarrassing that even friends do not know about them. Don't say you don't have such ones. They belong on the Anon Please channel. Check it out! Click here.